of memories again and again with family yearbooks. Family yearbooks are wonderful. They're a great way to look back over the past year and see all the things that have happened in your life, both good and bad, both special moments as well as kind of the everyday moments. I've been working on this for the last few weeks and kind of actually going back through some of my photos, and I can't believe all the different photos that I've taken from the last year, and I keep pointing them out to my husband and kids. It's like, oh, remember this, and I've been putting it in the family yearbook, and it's been great. So I want to show you tonight some of our newest projects in the template gallery to give you an idea of some of the options that you have. We actually have over 12,000 templates in our template gallery, and about 150 of them happen to be specifically for family yearbooks. This year, I really concentrated on doing a lot of basic versions, which if you happen to have Premiere is just fine too. You can spice it up with lots of different embellishment options and other things, but I wanted to start with a nice basic book to start with. This one is Family Snapshot, and it's a beautiful 12 by 12 storybook, and there is also a lay flat version of the storybook as well. This one features about 8 to 10 photos per spread and a way to, or a spots journal on each of the spreads. It's very simple, well organized, easy to drag and drop and replace your photos, and it adds some journaling. If you have more than 10 photos per spread, I'll show you later on how to use the manage pages, and you can just add pages or duplicate pages to make maybe, you know, a 2-page spread, a 4-page spread, you know, depending on how many photos you have per month. So let's go on and see what else. This is actually kind of a hybrid design that I did. We've been doing a lot with grayscale design maps, as well as kind of the ones that you see. It says, you know, drop photo here, and then we have our fully designed full stock photo storybooks as well. And I hear from people all the time that they like the grayscale one, or other people like the full photo one. So I get lots of different things. So we tried to kind of appeal to a lot of different people this time. The grayscale ones, sometimes if they're purely grayscale, are hard to get started. So I did a few of these hybrid designs this year, which actually have the cover designed and an inside spread, and then it changes into either a grayscale design or one of those drop photo here kind of designs, which I'll show you later on as well. So you'll start out with this Family Snapshot storybook, a spread, and then it will go into this design as well. And any of these color boxes can be changed to different colors, or you can drop in papers, you can add embellishments. It's all up to you and your creativity. I actually kind of went with this navy color this year as the main theme, which I thought looked really nice. You know, kind of like a black or a brown. It kind of goes with everybody's photos. It's a nice kind of fresh color. And then you just do little pops of colors maybe in these squares to pick up the month's theme. And then you can also add different embellishments too. We've got lots of great basic embellishments as well as wonderful Premiere embellishments as well. I had lots of requests this year for, instead of just the 12 by 12 size and the 8 by 8, to also do the 11.5 by 8.5 storybook. It's our wider kind of horizontal version. So most of these designs have several options for you to choose from, as you can see here by the template ID numbers. We've also done a post-bound album cover here, which, you know, looks the same. And if you are someone who would rather do a post-bound album and add scrapbook pages, that's great. So there's lots of options for you to do. You can do either one. And quickly, a lot of people ask me about traditional storybooks versus the lay flat storybooks. So I wanted to show you a quick picture here. Here's our traditional storybook. So you can see a close-up here where it kind of has the curve to the spine. You still see your photos clearly, but it's clearly going into the binding area and will roll like this. The lay flat version is perfectly flat. You can see here how it lays perfectly flat. There's no center binding area going in, and it's got this kind of beautiful, it's kind of got this black plastic seam in there that holds the pages together. So it's a great option. The only thing to remember with the lay flats is that it's only expandable up to 60 pages, whereas our traditional storybooks are expandable up to 99 pages. So if you want further explanation of this or anything that we talk about in studio, Once you're in studio, you'll always see this little green Need Help button here on the left-hand side. You can always click on that button, and you could type in, for instance, lay flat storybooks, and we've got great articles there with lots of pictures that show you exactly how to lay out your book, what the materials are made of, and especially if you use a traditional book, how to be aware of the center binding area too, so that your photos and journaling don't get lost into that binding. This is also a new one, also basic, and this is a real basic grid system. It allows lots of flexibility. Traditionally, we do months for our family storybooks. We kind of go month by month, you know, January, February, March. This one I left completely open. Some people don't really have, they might have only a few photos for January and a ton for February, so maybe it's more of a mix and match system. You just want to share your favorite photos from the year, no, you know, rhyme or reason maybe to it. So this way you can just drag and drop all the papers. I kind of chosen a color scheme for you here, but if this isn't your color palette, go ahead and drop to swap out the different papers, add your embellishments. If you want to change it into a month theme, you know, just change one of these, add a month over the top of one of the colored papers. It allows lots of flexibility. In the managed pages, you can move around the pages, and you just find the right fit for you. This is also a new design in basic as well. This is counting our blessings. A lot of us have so many things to be grateful for. I thought it was a nice way to, you know, have a bit of journaling, say all the things that happened to us during the month, and whether it was a hard month or, you know, everything went well that month, everything we can learn from it. There's always a blessing somewhere. So I thought it was a nice way to really reflect on the blessings from our past year. This book also comes in the traditional storybook as well as a lay flat. And this one gives you a lot more photo options. You have 15 to 25 photos per spread. And once again, if you have less photos, just simply take one of these photo squares and drag and drop a paper in to replace it. So you don't have to fill up all the boxes with photos as shown. You can change them with papers or embellishments, word art. If you have more photos, simply drop a photo into where you see the paper. So this is another one of our hybrid designs here where the first couple pages are designed for you. Kind of a color scheme is picked, but you can change it up. And then we've got these place photo here boxes. This also comes in the 8x8 storybook as well as the 11.5 by 8.5 horizontal storybook as well for all of those that you have, all of you that have requested it. And we also have a beautiful post-bound album as well. This is a great new one from Brooke Mayer. You can see her here with her adorable little son. So she did this real fun, playful, kind of a Hello 2014 family album, which has 10 to 15 photos per spread. It's real fun. I mean, you'll just go and take a look at it. You'll see lots of great captions and fun, playful moments. It's perfect for, you know, if you have a grandchild or young children. It's wonderful, real playful, great, fresh color palette. So be sure to check this one out. And Brooke was wonderful. She actually took her beautiful family yearbook and made this beautiful, or actually two beautiful now and later calendars available in the 12 by 18 size that actually, you know, it has the perforations here. So actually the calendar, when you're finished, you'll tear off the bottom part and be able to save these 12 by 12 pages or also 8 by 8 pages in the 8 by 12 now and later calendar. So you'll actually be able to save these scrap pages. So you have these beautiful, wonderful, fun, playful pages that you can save. And it's definitely not too late to do calendars. I mean, we're only in December and the calendar doesn't need to start till January. So go ahead. If you haven't done a calendar yet, this is a great one to do. We've got lots of great family yearbooks that kind of follow the month theme. But what if you've done that and you're tired of it, or you're just looking for some non-traditional layouts? We've got lots of those too. So you'll just need to look through the gallery and see which ones fit you best. This is a fun one. This was actually done by our studio creative team. Each of us took a spread or a month and designed our top 10 yearbooks. So basically what each spread does is, this is August, of course, and it's our top 10 highlights from August. So you only really need 10 photos from the month. I know lots of us shoot tons of photos. There's so many great ones. I personally do a lot of individual books. So I have all these individual books from certain occasions and stuff, but this is a great way just to do the abbreviated, here are the best 10 moments of each month. So it's a fun way to highlight little moments and put a little journaling with it too, so you don't forget what the actual moment was or who was in the photo with you. You'd be surprised, but as you get older, you definitely tend to forget some of those things. So this one's available in the 12 by 12 Storybook and also the lay flat Storybook. Plus, it is available in just a grayscale design map, purely grayscale from cover to back cover. And also, 12 by 12 scrap pages are available for this one as well, and I believe there's also a post-bound album cover for this too. So if you search for the top 10 yearbook, you'll see all the different options available for this. And actually, I forgot to mention earlier, so I hope you guys are paying really close attention to these great storybooks, because I hope I can say, Cynthia, but this hasn't really been released yet, but we've got a great new sale coming up that hasn't yet been released, but starting on December 22nd, we're going to have a storybook sale. So all of our storybooks are going to be on sale. So this is the perfect time for you guys to get working on these. In addition to your wonderful club discounts that you already get if you're a club member, there's a 10% additional savings when you publish any of our storybooks. So it's a great time to be thinking about that. And if you're not a club member, it's time to talk to your consultant or distributor and look at some of those options.
Absolutely, that's going to be a great way to get these yearbooks kicked out for you this year. And all these wonderful templates are going to make it just a super quick and easy way for you to get those photos off your phones and off, off your hard drive and into something tangible, so that everyone can enjoy those for years to come. But yeah, that 10% sale is going to go through January 31st, so now's the time to make and then order them soon.
Yeah, that's a great long sale. Traditionally, they just run a month, so this one is running longer than traditional. And also, usually what I do is, you have like the Christmas and Hanukkah holidays here, and then usually after Christmas at our house, it gets a little quieter. The kids run off and want to do their new games and this and that. And I usually have some quiet time the week after, and that's where I really focus on my family yearbooks. I'm pretty well caught up on most of mine, but I'm actually going to use the sale too to my advantage. I've got a lot of from my childhood photos that have not been documented. So I'm going to use the sale to actually go back and do some of the past years that I haven't done yet. So this is going to be my opportunity too. So it's the perfect time of year to be working on these. This is another family yearbook that the creative team once again did. We love doing these designs together. We start with a grayscale design map, and then we each take a spread. This is another one that thinks outside the box and not really the traditional monthly family yearbook, if you will. But this one takes the top 10, it must be it's top 10 moments of the year. 10 favorite things is what it is. There's 10 favorite things of the year. So it kind of does the countdown. Like number 3 here is our family loves going to the beach. So you might have had more than one beach vacation or live near the beach. So it can be a mixture of all different beach photos that you have. And then another one might be that you love going to theme parks. So this one here, it might be a mixture of, Disneyland, a trip to Six Flags, and maybe the local county fair or something. So it's a great way to take different photos from over the year and combine them into your favorite things. So I really love this concept because we can all come up with different things. Like my family loves bonfires and camping, so we'll have a spread of that. We got a new kitten, so we might do, our favorite thing for this year was we'll have all fun photos of the kitten and playing with it for the first time. So this is a great way to showcase something a little different than our standard family yearbooks. And this one is also available in a grayscale design map as too if you prefer to work that way. All right, and our template gallery is wonderful. So many of our family yearbooks can be used to do other things and showcase other, vacations or things that you've done or school events. and vice versa. If you find a book maybe that's done for, I've done lots of school yearbooks, maybe you like the papers and colors that I've used in that, that book too can easily be turned into a family yearbook. So use our templates to your advantage. If you find something you like with a little bit of customization, you can easily change it into one or the other. This throughout the year is a family yearbook that I designed at the end of last year, and it's, you know, a real fresh color palette, and it's more on the seasonal concept versus the monthly concept. So we go through spring, summer, winter, fall, and winter with different color schemes. But I use my templates all the time, so I wanted a quick Christmas gift for some family members who had come to visit earlier. I think they came last March. But every year when they come to visit, I'll do a storybook of our what we did with them. And so this year we went to the Science Museum. So since templates are so easy to use, I just grabbed the yearbook template because I like the photo layout, and I just did the drag and drop, changed some papers, and as you can see, it's the exact same cover formation. I didn't move any of the photo boxes, kept the circle where it was, inside spread, you know, journaling, title on the side, and photos in the exact same location, but it looks completely different by just changing up the photos and the paper. So remember, any storybook in our template gallery can probably be changed into a family yearbook if that's really, you know, the color scheme you love and the number of photos that you like. And here is our special guest. Before I introduce Helen, Cynthia, is it time to give away some points, or are we good to move on?
It is. No, let's do give away some points. And one of our last questions is, what is a design map? And so in the future, maybe as you're talking, you can answer that. But I think that's kind of a good segue. I mean, you're gonna show a little bit of what that is a little later. But let's see. Okay. So now I'm going to give away some points. I'm just checking the questions to see if there was anything that I really should have answered, but I think we're good. Okay, so Kelly Miller is the name I got out of our hat. And thank you, Kelly, for being with us this evening, and we'll get 25 points into your account in the next day or two, so watch for those and enjoy.
Great. Well, we have a special guest tonight. We have Helen Watt joining us, and Helen has been a great new addition to Heritage Makers and has some wonderful ideas to share with all of us tonight. This new concept that she's going to show tonight adds a fresh perspective of how to quickly and easily document your family through the use of apps paired with Heritage Makers. So I hope you're as excited as we are to have her join us. Welcome, Helen, and thanks for being here with us tonight.
Thanks so much, Roxanne. It has been truly my privilege and honor to work with you and Cynthia and everybody at Heritage Makers to prepare this webinar. And while I love your templates, thanks so much for all of that hard work. Normally, I use one book and I import pages into our family albums, but you've made it so fun and easy with those quick layouts that I might have to create a separate one for everyone in my family. So thank you for all of that.
You're welcome.
All right, so we are ready to jump into how easily you can create projects on the go. So we love that Studio is web-based. That means there's nothing that we have to upkeep on our personal computers, but we're not always in front of our computer. And sometimes we are on the go. And so there are great apps that people are already using. You might be familiar with them. Some free apps would include Pick, Stitch, or Insta Collage, and there's even some for-purchase apps out there. And these apps let you create scrapbook pages on the go on your smartphone or your iPad or tablet, and you don't need to be connected to the internet. And so you would create these and save them as a JPEG file. So right here you can just see a couple of examples from something that's very simple with no artwork to projects that have artwork included with them. And so that's just some of the things you can do with these apps. And once you've got your pages finished, then you're going to save them to your camera roll. Now, the apps will let you upload them directly to Instagram or to Facebook or to lots of social media, which is great. And that's a really fun, quick thing to do. But then we also want you to save them to your camera roll and then use the free Heritage Makers app to also upload them safely to your Heritage Makers account. You can set up a free account. This app is free and able to be installed on your smartphones or smart devices. And this also lets them be backed up securely off-site. So that's really great because they're not always backed up and available when they're shared through social media. So if you don't know how to find this mobile app, then please check with your distributor so that they can help you. But it's available for both your smartphones and tablets, and that's what it looks like. All right, once you have your pages finished and you've got them uploaded, you'll be able to quickly and easily drop and swap them into the template that we've already created for you. And you can see the keywords up there. You can search any of those keywords. You don't have to remember my name. You can use the word drop or swap or collage or insert, any of those keywords. Just pick one, put it in the search field, and the drop to swap templates will show up. And then we're going to show you how you can quickly change them out. Now there's two different drop to swap templates, so I want to make sure you understand the differences. The first one on the left that's called drop to swap, that was the original templates that we designed and put out there, and that's really to help people that use other publishing software programs and want a source to print them, and so they're able to drop their full bleed pages in there and get them printed quickly. But when you use an app to create your pages, we want to make sure that you don't lose any of the borders that are around your app design. So that's why we set up these drop to swap 2 templates. And that 2 actually signifies that they're version 2, as well as there's 2 places to drop in. So let's just take a look at how these 2 options would work. If you drop in your completed collage on the left using the original templates, you can see that the collage goes all the way out to the edges of the design. Now, like Roxanne mentioned earlier, that may go into the gutter of your book, and it might make some of the picture or the edges of that border get cut off. So in order to avoid that, by using the drop to swap 2 collages, you can see that it drops in. They're already positioned to be a right or a left page, and you'll be able to easily change out the background. We're going to show you that. Also, the free apps usually don't give you a high enough resolution for a 12 by 12 page, so you'll want to print those in 8 by 8, but we're going to talk a little bit more about that next, I think. Yep. Okay, so things to remember. Like any picture that you upload to Heritage Makers, it automatically has a locked rubber band around it. The frame of that picture is locked when you drop it in, and that rubber band is pink, which means it's locked. So you want to unlock the rubber band, and if you see that there's a green border around it, like on the right-hand side, that means the resolution is great. The quality of your picture is going to print beautifully, no matter what size it's showing. If it's green, green means good or go. If the rubber band changes to yellow, orange, and finally red, just like a stop sign, that means, whoa, slow down, and finally stop. Do not print. That resolution is too low and not recommended for printing. So like we said, many of the free apps, they just don't stretch out to a 12 by 12 size, but they're perfect in 8 by 8. And these templates are available in Storybooks, which I'm so excited about that sale happening actually starting in December. Thank you, Heritage Makers, because I too have a little free time between the holidays and the new year. So they're available in Storybooks, but for those of you that like to do hybrid scrapbooking, part digital, part traditional, these templates are also available in page prints, single-sided as well as double-sided, even wrapped canvas. So imagine taking a beautiful collage and putting it on that, and calendars. So feel free to just search them out and find the project that works perfectly for you. Okay, let's see how you can personalize this a little bit more. On the left-hand side, you'll drop in your collage, and it defaults to that black background. That's so you can differentiate where your page is easily from the background. If you don't like the black background, you can easily select that background and change out the color to white to match that collage frame. But sometimes people like to change their collage frame color to a different option, and they do that in the app. So on the right side, I've showed you how I changed the background of the collage to a brown color, and when I dropped it in, I was easily able to select the background and color match it perfectly to my collage background. The only reason you see a little border there is because I put a shadow on it just so you could tell where the page was, but you don't have to have that shadow there, and it'll blend out perfectly just like it's showing on the white section. So that's one easy way to do it, through the toolbox. The second way is sometimes if you're using free apps, there's really not an option to add journaling. So you can see on the left-hand side, that's just 3 pictures dropped in. There's no place for words. So a really fun and easy way to add words is to just put a basic shape on there. And I used a square. I changed the opacity of it on the toolbox and changed it down to 50%, so it looked like a piece of vellum. And then I just added a text box right on top of it. And that's a great way to just add some journaling, because you want to make sure that you have the story behind those pictures. Another personal touch that you can do using Studio is you can add embellishments. On the left-hand side, you're seeing that I only had 3 pictures for that page that went together on this fun family outing. And when you don't fill up all the spaces in your Collage app, it actually leaves this nice blank space. So when I dropped the Collage photo in, it gave me a great space to add the journaling right there. And then you can see this time, instead of changing the background to a color, I just used one of the great papers. And we have lots of free papers if you're in our basic program, but if you're in Club, we have lots of premier papers. By the way, all of these templates, both version 1 and version 2, are in the free basic templates. On the right-hand side, we've even added some more fun things like some patterned paper and even some sports embellishments to really personalize your page. And then the last thing I want to share, which is really near and dear to my heart, is using QR codes to take this 2-dimensional project and use this interactive technology to really make your projects come alive. We all take quick videos on our smart devices, that 30 seconds of the baby's first laugh, or your child having the winning goal, or even the dance, a father-daughter dance at a wedding. And you can turn that quick video into a QR code, and Heritage Makers lets you easily add that QR code directly to your project page, so that when you get your project printed, you can scan those with your smartphone, and it will take you right to that live video. So for additional training on QR codes, I'm just going to refer you back to the Heritage Makers Studio, where we've already got that training archived, and you'll be able to find that under the tutorials classes right on the home page. There's also additional training from the first Drop to Swap webinar that we did archived there as well. So thank you so much for letting me share. Does anybody have any questions about this fun new way to get our projects printed quickly?
I don't see any questions, but I see quite a few comments saying thank you, and that this is so cool. And it really is, Helen. I love that you brought this to us as a suggestion for yet another way to use Heritage Makers as a means to get your stuff printed and published. But it's so easy to take these images that are generated outside of our system, but on these great free apps, or maybe from other software that you've made pages with before, and you can just drop them right into these products and then have those hard copies made. But super fun, and I think the questions that would be coming, yeah, okay, here's a bunch more thank yous, Helen. But I think we're gonna let Roxanne now show us a little bit of actually doing it, so that we can see it and really get it cemented in our mind how easy it is, and get you guys excited about going out and trying it yourself. So, but thank you, Helen. Thank you so much.
Perfect. The last thing I want to share on that real quickly was also for traditional scrapbook makers that have that album and they want to get copies made for friends or family, they can scan their traditional album and then take that scanned JPEG file and use the Drop to Swap template as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So
So
I
thank
think
you.
when you look at those drop to swap, if you go back to those archived classes and watch the drop to swap, Roxanne demonstrates doing that as well. So yeah, there's all kinds of ways that we can help you take those images and make them into fun projects. So, but yeah, I love that idea. I'm doing that with my scrapbook albums too because I only have one scrapbook album I made by hand, and so that's one certainly a great way I can make copies and share it with everyone. So anyway, okay, so let's go ahead and move on with Roxanne. So Roxanne, we can't hear you. I don't know if you're muted.
I am muted. Thank you for telling me that. Great. Can everybody hear me now?
Yep, we're good.
Okay, wonderful. Well, I'm going to show you how to use Helen's Drop to Swap here with some of the great photo collages that she's already made. So once you open up one of the Drop to Swaps, you'll see a page like this. This is Drop to Swap 2. As you can see, as I click, there's one piece, and there's a second piece here as well. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to lock those in place. In order to drag and drop to swap, it needs to be in the locked position. When you open it, it will be ready to go in the locked position. I had just been playing with this earlier. So you're going to go up, once you have uploaded your photos or your saved JPEG images, you'll see them loaded down here in your My Photos section, and you go to the album that you have them in, and you'll see all of the JPEG images that you uploaded from your photo collage app. So basically all you're going to do is you're going to click on the center section, and it's drop photo here to swap. Let's see, let's pick the Christmas one. So we're going to drop that in. And as you can see, it drops in perfectly. There's nothing else you need to do. If this is how you like it, we'll change the background, and we can also show you how she added that great little vellum texture here as well. So let's go ahead and change the paper first. Instead of the black background, let's choose a nice red paper. So I'm just going to go to my art collections and type in red paper. And let's see what we can find. It's searching. Okay, let's scrape. These are not so red. Let's find a real red paper. Okay, so all I'm going to do is I've got the second outer piece selected, and I'm going to just drag, and I'm going to drop that into that kind of red center drop in the middle. So there's a red paper. And Helen also mentioned that you can colorize this if you wanted a solid color. You can click on this background again, and here in your toolbox under Effects, Fill Color, we can grab the little triangle arrow thing here, and it gives us the little eyedropper tool. So we can actually go to our photo and choose an exact red from one of the photos, or we can grab green from the evergreen tree. So we could do green like that. So that's a great way to do it too. You can change your backgrounds to a solid color or to a paper if you'd like. Let's add a text box here. Let's do a text box. I'm just going to drag one up. And as you can see, if you have the text box here, it's too hard to read. With black type, even if you made it a little larger, the black on certain backgrounds is too difficult to read. So Helen's suggestion was to actually grab a little box, and whenever I need just black or white boxes or gray boxes, I just type in grayscale over here. We've got this great grayscale collection of papers. So I just grab the little white box here and throw it on there. And then I'll just resize it to fit in my area. If I grab the corner, I can scale up or down by grabbing the corner. And then all Helen did was she went to her toolbox, and right now we have 100% fill. It's white paper. So what we're going to do is we're going to add transparency. So as I drag this little triangle across, you can see how the transparency is changing, which is wonderful. So I've got here, let's do 50%. You can either type in or move the bar around. So I've got that there, and then we're going to send it one layer to the back so that our text box shows up on top. So that's a great way to add text. You can also, with this box, you can do all sorts of fun things like rounding the corners if you'd like. You can add a little soft blur, lots of great fun things for you to play with. So we can also do, let's see, an embellishment. Let's go art collections. Let's just go to basics. Let's type in holiday and see what great things come up in holiday collections. So we can just scroll here. We've got 244 holiday embellishments to choose from. Let's look through. We've got calendar pages, ornaments, gifts. Let's see what we have. We can put a little sprig of holly on here. And we could do a string of lights if we'd like. So let's try that. So you've taken this kind of, it's a hybrid design again. You know, it's part HM digital and it's part, you know, digital with the free apps. So you're just kind of sprucing it up and making it fun. We can add a little drop shadow. You know, put it here, add a little drop shadow here, and you can just have as much fun as you'd like. So is everybody seeing how easy the drop to swap is and how you can customize it very easily? Great, let's just drag in one more page real quick. We're going to lock that one. We'll go back to my photos, and let's pull up another fun design. Here's that Father's Day one with the brown edges that Helen was showing you earlier. She was saying how she basically took this background paper here, and she just added a fill color. Like I showed you earlier, grab the little triangle, grab the brown, and you've got an exact match. So this will print seamlessly. It'll be amazing. The one way to check your resolution, too, is in the lock position. You'll kind of have this pink band around it. In the unlocked position, you will see green. Like we said, green means go. You're good to go. The printing resolution is perfect. As I'm just going to slide this out of the way, as you begin to stretch certain photos, if you were taking this up to a different size like canvas, you guys see how it went from green to yellow. As I stretch more, it's orange, and then finally to red. You know, anything in the orange and red, we definitely don't recommend that for printing quality. It's too low of a resolution. But anything in the green realm and slightly maybe into the yellow, I like to stay just into the green, is perfect. So this was a nice high-res image. You can tell, even though it looks a little maybe pixelated here on the screen, it's because our software or our platform is generating a low-res version just for us to see. The way to check to make sure that it would always print right is if it has this green rubber band around the outside, you are good to print, and it'll look just like your original. Great. Everybody good with that?
Yeah, it looks like everybody's hanging on there and enjoying that and enjoying it. They keep making really great great comments. So keep going is the only comment.
Wonderful. Now, it's such a great idea, and I love kind of these hybrid platform things that allow us to do so many things within Heritage Makers and bring in different things and just, you know, enhance the apps by actually getting them out of your phone or off your social media and actually into a printed version. There's nothing worse than leaving this great picture on social media and not being able to find it later, or it's kind of lost. You know, you're scrolling back through your Facebook page trying to find where it is. Go ahead and capture all those moments and get them into a storybook, and then you'll have, you know, kind of your year review of these great collage pictures that you've taken and shared on social media. All right, let's see. We're going to go on to today's lesson, and we're going to work with Managed Pages. All right, for those of you that are new, you have to know where Managed Pages are. It's a wonderful thing, and sometimes it gets hidden or hard to see. It's right here on the right-hand side under the Design Guide button. There's this Managed Pages right here in kind of this light gray color. So this is where your Managed Pages are, and this is where you see all the little thumbnails here of all your pages that you're going to be working with. Sometimes there's this little, this is called your page navigation too, is how you navigate through your pages. So you just click on whichever page you want to work on next. There's little 3 lines here, just like there is down here at the bottom in your Content Explorer. Sometimes this accidentally gets shut or touched, and it will actually close this window so your thumbnails are missing. If that ever happens to you, go up here to View, and if you drop down on View, they'll actually, View allows you to select that page navigation again, and it will pop open the side page navigation and manage pages window. So that's where it is. And then what can you do with manage pages? Storybook, you couldn't do Storybooks without the manage pages. It's a great trick to know. It's easy to add pages if you need extra pages, and as you add extra pages, you'll see here too that the total cost comes up with the extra pages that I'm adding, so you'll know exactly how much your total is. And then it also tells you, of course, you can cite extra if you're a club member here. So there's a great savings on Storybooks when you add extra pages as well. So you'll see all the different pages here, and as you click on each one, they're easy to move around into different locations if you want a spread in a different location or something moved or pages duplicated. You can also duplicate pages and also remove pages in this area as well. So to duplicate pages, all you need to do is you can select more than one page at once. So here I've got 3 pages selected. You can see with this little light blue highlight. I would click on those and then duplicate it, and it would make a duplicate set of pages right in there. And then you can drag them around in any formation that you like. And you can also remove pages if there's a spread that you don't want in there. Go ahead and highlight them and hit the remove button, and it will take those away. So let's go ahead into Studio and take a look at that. So if you have any questions, go ahead and start typing those into the chat box, and we'll get some of those answered. And I know Brooke's been answering questions the whole way along as well. Okay, let me go grab my Studio.
Well, I know that one of the questions is a good one. You know, if you upload a photo, if a photo in your file on your computer or on your phone is not oriented, it's like sideways or upside down, it's going to upload that way into your photo album on Heritage Maker. So what do you do to get that straightened out?
Yep, I can show you just that. Okay, let's go to a page. Let's go to a summer spread. Let's go to August. Let's say, like I told you earlier, I'm going to be working on some of my childhood books, and I know I've got some photos that I originally scanned that were in the wrong direction. So let me see if I can find one of those. Okay. Let's go to my albums. Let's see one of my baby pictures here. All right. Let's see. Okay, here's one that's I'm upside down. So you're gonna drag and drop. Here's your little drag and drop button. Oh, it got stuck for a second. Let's try that again. There we go. I'm going to drop it in. Okay, so there I dropped it in, and it's the wrong orientation. So first I'm going to go ahead in my toolbox. You can see this one had a little frame around it, which I don't like seeing because it's got the little funny scanning edges on it. So I'm going to go Tools, I'm going to Adjust, and I'm going to scale it up just so I fill out the whole box. And then I'll say Done. So all you need to do to change the orientation is you're going to adjust once again. We can not only scale, but we can rotate. So here, if it's upside down, you're going to do a 180 rotation and then say Done. Do you see how that works? And you can do the same thing if it's rotated sideways. Let's see here if I have a sideways photo or if they're all just upside down. No, there must be one somewhere. Mostly upside down. But sideways is the same thing. If it drops in sideways, you're just going to rotate 90 degrees or minus 90 degrees, depending on which way your photo is oriented. So it's best and easiest if you don't have to rotate an image once it's dropped in. So try to have all your scans facing correctly upright before you upload them to Heritage Makers, because there's not really an easy way. You can't, in the photo albums, re-rotate them and save them, so you'll need to adjust each one here as you drop them in. So I think that should cover it. All right.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. That was a good question. Sorry to interrupt.
no, that's great. So I haven't showed that lately, so that's a great thing, and that often happens to people. They come in sideways for some reason. So it can be adjusted, so no problem with the rotation there. Just use your scale and your rotation tools, but it has to be in the locked position. If you're in the unlocked position, you'll just get the crop thing. So it must be locked and then adjust. Okay, so I'm going to show you how quickly and easily to work on one of these hybrid designs. What the design map is, basically, this is kind of a hybrid design map. So I've kind of started the design for you, if you will, kind of given you a look and feel for how it should look. But then it instantly goes into this kind of hybrid design map design. Some have these place photo here, and some are just grayscale. But design maps are basically just maps. They're just showing you placements for your photos. It's a design already done for you. There's quite a trick to getting these photo grids lined up perfectly so that all the spaces, let's turn this into a color so you can see it better. The spaces between photos is even. There's a trick to it. So if you take any of our templates or design guides, all these photo grids have been perfectly lined up for you, so you don't have to spend a lot of time adjusting and trying to get it lined up. It takes quite a bit of work. So basically, we're giving you a head start. We're giving you the roadmap, basically, for where to take your design. So you just need to find the design map or the template that kind of best suits your needs. You know, which one has the right amount of photos, which one, you know, the color schemes can be all changed, but sometimes I like to start one that's fairly close to what I like, so that's got a good starting point, and I can spend less time doing those little details that aren't very fun and just more concentrating on, you know, the fun part of the storybook, which is working on dropping your fun photos in and doing a little bit of journaling. So all you're going to do with one of these, some people like the full photo option, and we've got lots of full photo design storybooks for you. But if you're somebody who is worried that you're going to forget one of the photos and you're going to print your storybook out and it's going to be someone else's photo in there that you've forgotten, there's a couple of tricks that I've seen people doing which I think are great. For these photo boxes, you can actually go to, let's go to Art Collections. If you type in photo, you see here the shapes collection here. If you open the shapes collection, it's got some great basic shapes, but it also has these place photo here boxes. So what I do, if you don't want someone else's photo in the book that you're working on, but you love the layout, but it's confusing to you, go ahead and you're just going to drop to swap in these papers so that you're not confused. You know, just spend a few minutes dropping to swapping and getting those out of there if they're confusing. So then you've got this whole plain book that's ready just to drop your own pictures into. The other option, some people really love the grayscale look. So I'm going to go back to our grayscale art collection. And you're going to do the exact same thing. You just pick any color you want. It doesn't matter which one, but you can do the same thing. So they all just become gray boxes here. And as you can see, I'm kind of dropping these in without having that drop to swap box. Did you see how I did it? So normally you can drop in here. You've got to drop right on there. If you hold down the control key, you can actually, you don't have to put it right in there. I'm holding down the control key on my keyboard. I can drop it anywhere in there then. So that's a quick way that you don't have to get it exactly into the box. Everybody see how I'm doing that? Great. So that's a quick way to make your own grayscale design map if one is not available. All right. So, excuse me. So once again, you can take a design here. Let's grab some photos. I can show you how quickly and easily you can drop in photos. If you've chosen a design already, you know, you don't have to worry about placement. You can just go ahead and just drop in your images. Let's see. Let's go to my summer file. So everything's in place with it locked. We're just dropping. You know, let's see here. Drop. See, I'm just dragging and dropping. So easy. What these layouts are already done. Let's see, I used that one already, so I'm just going to replace it. some fun toes in the sand. Wonderful. Let's get a horizontal layout here. Maybe this one, this one. So this is just so quick and easy. Look how fun. I've got my layout almost done already. It's great. And as you can see, some of the photos don't drop in exactly right, so we're going to have to make a few adjustments. Like this guy here is a little to the edge, so I'm going to grab the photo, and I'm going to use my toolbox, adjust, and I'm just going to click, and I'm just going to slide him right over there, and done. Same with her. Adjust, slide over, and done. Adjust, slide over, and done. So quick and easy. So here I've got almost my beach layout done. It's fun. Let's say I want to do blue instead. We could easily drop in blue papers, or we can add a fill effect. Let's grab a fill from the blue of the water would be great. We can change it to blue. Let's do this one like a darker blue. And let's grab, I don't want this flower here anymore, so we're going to unlock it, and I'm going to hit the delete key on my keyboard. And let's go to our art collection, and let's type in shell. Let's see, a beach shell, and see what we've got. Lots of different things in our beachy collections. So let's do, let's see here, maybe the shell with a pearl. It's got that blue color. So basically you can either, let's put a little, I like little drop shadows on my embellishments so they stand out a little more. You can either keep this little circle here and colorize it, like we'll pick the blue. These circles are kind of fun. You kind of make your own embellishment this way. So I'm going to scale down the shell. And you can put a shell right in the circle if you'd like. You know, have it a little dimensional hanging out. Or if you don't like the circle, go ahead and unlock it and delete it. And then scale the little shell up bigger. Something fun like that. So it's really easy to take these basic layouts, add in your own photos, your colors. Let's change August. We can change, this is an art piece, and we're going to change it to blue as well. So we've completely changed the color scheme of this pink August page to match, you know, the blue of August water. And we can do, the background paper can change too, so we could do a blue if we'd like here. So we completely changed our page within minutes. All right, so let's go back to our Manage Pages, and let's show you how to reorder things. Let's say I have lots of beach vacation things that I like. So I want to add an extra spread. So all we're going to do is, let's say I like the layout from this March page. So I'm going to select the March pages. I grab both of them. Hold the Shift key down. Let's do that again. I'm going to click on one, hold the Shift key down, and grab the second one, and then I'm going to duplicate. So it makes a duplicate set of pages here. So then all you're going to do is you're going to grab your page, and you just kind of have to pay attention to where you want to put it. So it's a little tricky at first, but you'll get it. So you just got to practice a little bit. Let's see, and then we're going to grab the second one, and we're just going to pull it to the location that we want. So we've got an extra spread added here. We just go back and we take the March title out, just make that a photo instead, and then you can have, you know, 4 pages for August if you need to. You can also remove pages. If you don't like something, go ahead and click on something and hit the remove page. It just automatically reflows your pages. So this is wonderful to duplicate pages. This works well too with the drop to swap. Say here's one of our drop to swap pages. You can go ahead and duplicate a page this way, and we can duplicate another page. So even if you've lost that drop to swap, that original black and gray design, once you have an image, like any photo image, it's the same thing. The new photo in there will work just as a drop to swap would. So let's go ahead and try that. We'll just say done. Okay, it's just saving that. So let's go back down to that drop to swap. So basically I just created, this is a secondary page. Okay, there it is. So you can duplicate pages as many as you want. Traditional storybooks up to 99 pages, and the lay flats up to 60 pages. So once again, you're just going to lock it as if it was a drop to swap. You're going to go back to your drop to swap folder, which is right here. And we're going to do the same thing. We're just dragging and dropping. So easy is a great way. Drop to swaps are wonderful, but all of our templates basically act as drop to swaps, just in smaller photo block versions. So I hope everybody's doing great with that. I encourage you to get going on these family yearbooks. Using the templates is the easiest way to go. It gives you that great starting point base to work from.
Absolutely. People have really been enjoying this, and also Brooke's been doing a great job at answering questions as well. But boy, when I watch you do it, Roxanne, it makes it look so easy, and it really is. Projects like this that are based on templates can be very, very quick, and yet they look gorgeous and stuff. So we've seen a lot of versatile ways to use Studio tonight, and to get those wonderful photos and memories into your hands and into the hands of the people that you love. So thanks so much for doing that. So let's see. I think we actually are